Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're from. This live stream may or may not be for you, but consider this. Let me tell it like it is. I don't need awards, I don't need the accolades, I need opportunities. I ain't gonna lie, it would be nice to have a diamond play button or, a million subscribers or, I guess, big checks to fame, the fortune, or whatever the case may be. For myself, I can't speak for anybody else. I need the opportunities, the awards, the well wishes, the kind words, all that stuff is cool. You know what I'm saying? When it comes, the numbers, the analytics, all that stuff is great. You know what I'm saying? But what is it all without the opportunities? Like I said, some of the opportunities go to those that work for it, that push for it, or whatever the case may be. So that's what it's about for me. Being here on YouTube, trying to do this thing, live streaming, being here constantly, talking to people, interacting with you, putting up content or whatever. I thought it said I don't need escalades. Yeah. Well, listen, I would love an escalade too, but I don't really drive like that. But it's the accolades. I don't need the accolades. I don't need the awards. Thank you, Road King. I appreciate you. But that was funny. Nah, it's about opportunities here on YouTube. Road King understands. He knows. And I tell anybody out there, if you're here on YouTube and you're not exploring the opportunities, then you know maybe you're just here for fun. Kudos to you. But for me personally, like I said, keep the accolades, keep the awards. If it's not attached to opportunities, if it's not attached to things that could really lead me into a place where I could get some things done. And it's not just money. Maybe it's other opportunities moving forward. Maybe it's a chance to meet people, travel the world. Really help somebody. And who knows, get paid in the same token or whatever. But it's about the opportunities. You should really be on here looking at ways that you can impact and really help or do some things and grow. I mean, because the numbers are nice. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. Would I love to have 100,000 subscribers right now? Yeah. Would I love to have silver, diamond, gold play button? Of course. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you and say I wouldn't love to have that. Yeah, I would love to have that. I would love to be in a space, in a vein where the numbers are up there and people acknowledging and recognizing me and all that stuff. But what is it without the real opportunities? If those accolades or those awards don't lead to, better, I could have awards and trophies around me and be broke. There's plenty of people, who have awards, trophies, silver, diamond, gold play buttons that are broke, or that are really, just hot for the moment and then it fades. So my thing is that, what? I'm not saying I don't want the accolades. I'm not saying I don't want the opportunities or whatever the case may be. I'm just saying, look, more importantly, it's about the opportunities. It's about the ability to, reach and grow and do things, and go out there and achieve and whatnot. I'm not telling anybody they can't come on here and have fun. Have fun, do what you got to do. But at some point, when you're on here having fun and you're releasing content and you're engaging with people and you're doing things, at some point you're going to want to say, hey, you know what? Maybe there's something else that I can do. Maybe something else can happen from this. Maybe me just uploading videos is not just the ultimate goal. Maybe there is a monetization that comes from it. Maybe there is a sponsorship that comes from it. Maybe there is a business that's behind this. Maybe there's a social media campaign that comes from this. Maybe it's just me teaching somebody or something like that. Maybe it's me inspiring somebody. Maybe it's just a bigger thing than what I thought it was. I mean, don't just come on here and just upload videos and put things up and not understand the ultimate opportunities that may come from being here on YouTube. Like I said, the accolades are nice, but I don't need the accolades. I need the opportunities. I need the opportunities to work with other creators, to reach people in different regions of the world, to speak to people from different age groups and stuff like that, to really, go into different socioeconomic situations and stuff like that, to increase and, improve my own status, to learn and grow, in my own way, as it pertains to this social media journey or whatever the case may be. So, it is one of those things where, like I said, the accolades are nice. I'm not telling anybody not to go after the accolades. I'm just saying it for myself. I don't. need the accolades per se. I'll respect it as they come. If it comes like that, I won't down it. I won't push it down and push it away. Like I said, I'll respect it because a lot of at the same time, I'm worried about the opportunities that's attached to it, and I don't want to get so caught up in the moment that I forget that there's opportunities, there's work to be done, there's things that happen, there's a reason for being on the platform, whatever platform I'm on, be it YouTube, be it Tumblr, be it Twitter, be it Facebook, whatever. I mean, gone are the days of MySpace and Yahoo. You're just on there playing around, or AOL, or whatever the case may be. If you're online for a little while and doing things, there's real business being done, whether you're getting paid for it or not. There's nothing wrong with getting paid for your content. There's nothing wrong with taking it seriously, building a business around it, and doing something that makes sense. And I know people may come from the old school where they say content creators shouldn't get paid, or folks are selling out because they're trying to monetize it. But if you put your time and your effort and your money and your heart and your soul into something, hey, and you're giving people something honest and real, why not get paid for it? Why not create opportunities? Even if it's not about you getting paid, even if it's coming from a charitable place, you still want to make sure that you're helping and being effective in the way that you should. How long do you see yourself being on YouTube long term? Um, Honestly, Lulu, term, I could be on here for another 10 years or so. I could do 10 years. I mean, I would after that I would, like maybe about 10, 20 years or whatever. Then I would leave. I'll keep it moving. Depending on where I'm at the 10-year mark or whatever the case may be, I would really just gauge myself every 5 years. I've already been here 5 years going on six. And it's really about what you want out of this thing. For me, as long as it makes sense to be here, I'll be here. I could be here another 5 to 10 years, depending on what's going on. Because in 5 years, I'll already have 10 years. Another 5 years, whatever the case may be. But it's opportunities here. As long as there's opportunities here, I encourage people to be on YouTube. I encourage you to upload videos and do things and whatnot. Now, I'm not saying don't accept the accolades, don't push for numbers, don't look at your analytics and do what you do. Do what you do. Make it happen. Work your plan. Do whatever it is that you do. But I say for myself personally, I'm on here as long as it makes sense. If I'll take it off the Wi-Fi. Appreciate the thumbs up. I think you folks should give me the thumbs up or whatever the case. If you like what I'm saying, if you don't like what I'm saying, that's cool too. You won't see much on my channel. What What you? Oh, okay. You're talking to Road King. You're talking to Road King. Okay, now that's what it is. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what it is, Lulu. That was an interesting question though that you asked, because Lulu, about how long I will stay on YouTube, or how long do I see myself long term. I can see myself on here maybe another 5, 6 years, depending on what's going on. And then every 5 years or so, I would gauge it. I mean, if things go good or things that make sense, who knows? Maybe I could do, a cool 20 years on YouTube and then just keep it moving from there. But it has to make sense. Every 5 years or so, it has to make sense. But for me, it's not, at this point, it's not really about the accolades, because, it's a crowded place. It's hard to get ahead, and do certain things, but it's not impossible. It's not impossible to carve out your niche and get people to watch and get people to, engage with you and really get into the content, what you're doing. How long do you see yourself on YouTube? I'll tell you. That's funny. Ro King asked the same question. Well, I already answered the question, Ro King. How long do you see yourself being on YouTube long term? What's going on, Time Reveals? Thank you for coming through. I appreciate you, or whatever the case may be. I won't be on that much longer, but long enough to make an impact. Like I said, this is just me. I'm not saying to other people not to come on here and not reach for the brass ring or the gold play button or the silver play button or whatever. And I'm not gonna lie to you and say that I wouldn't want to attain those things. A couple more weeks. That's BS. Yeah, you listen, Roki. You ain't going nowhere in a couple more weeks. If anything, you'll be on vacation in a couple more weeks or something. But for the most part, it is what it is. Wife and kids may change things too. Yeah, yeah. No, wife and kids may change things too, but that's something that you gauge or whatever with, when it comes to, being here on social media and whatnot. Like I said, if I had a wife and kid, the next couple of years, if they wanted to, continue the journey with me or whatever and push this thing, then who knows, that could push it for another 10, 15 years or whatever the case may be. I just gauge on how much it makes sense to be on here. How many opportunities do you have? When I come on this platform, when I'm on, social media or whatever, I look at, the economic value, the social impact that it has, the ability to learn and grow, those things matter to me. I don't just come on and say, okay, let me just throw up content and let me just see what sticks. It may seem like that when you look at my stuff, but I'm studying, I'm looking, I'm out there, looking at the trends, looking at how people respond to things, wondering if, my impact or where I'm going with it is making any sense. And at times it does, at times it doesn't. Sometimes, I need to sit back and chill and sit my behind down, but the most part of it is I'm just looking at the opportunities. Where do the opportunities make sense for me? And then you adapt, you grow, you change, you look at the landscape and say, okay, well, I would fit good here, or I would fit good there, or maybe this will work for me at this time, or in the future I need to, look into that. So it is always a constant, like, reworking, constant learning process. So as long as this is fun for me, I'll stay on there. As long as, like Drone Worship said, as long as it's fun, as long as you can learn something from it, as long as the engagement is there, as long as the opportunities are there, then it's like, okay, I'm here. But when the opportunities are not there, when it's not fun for me anymore, when I just feel like maybe I'm putting a little bit too much of my time, a little bit too much of my energy, and not getting back enough in return, then, it's probably time to reassess. I've reassessed many times, whether I should be on YouTube. I've reassessed many times, whether I'm wasting my time or just putting content out there, or am I really impacting or reaching anybody? I've definitely, questioned myself like anybody would, should I even be into this or do this or whatever the case may be. And when I found myself ready to delete the channel and walk away, there was always something that came. There was always something that grabbed my attention. There was always someone, or some cause or some purpose for being here and saying, okay, wow, I can do this or I can do that. Or I looked back at my videos and I seen how I improved. And I said, okay, well, maybe I can improve some more. And I still have a lot more to improve on. So it's so much more to learn. It's so much for me to do. That's why I'm just taking the time to answer this. When you say that, Lulu, that's a cool question. You know what I'm saying? I mean, where do you see yourself? I say to anybody out there, where do you see yourself in the long term for the YouTube or whatever the case may be? How do you see your channel stacking up? What do you see your content becoming? What do you see yourself growing into beyond YouTube? Because for me, being on this platform right now, as it stands, it's not so much about being on this platform. It's about the opportunities it creates and where it's going to take me as a content creator moving forward. Moving forward, who knows? I may have my own company. I may have people under me, who are doing things, and we have a media company or whatever, and it's creating content and out there touching people and doing different things. You never know what happens. So I'm looking at this as an opportunity, as a springboard, as a stepping stone to something else. So for me, yeah, while the accolades may mean something, it's not everything. You know what I'm saying? It's not everything to have, millions of subscribers and, play buttons and stuff like that if it doesn't come with the opportunities, that one should be afforded in that vein, in that space. So, that's just really where I come from with it. I don't know about you folks, but that's just me. Like I said, I'm not trying to force anything on anybody else. I'm just glad that you're here, along for the journey. Thank you, Lulu. Definitely appreciate the question. Definitely appreciate you for watching. I'm not gonna be on here too much longer. I'll probably wrap this up in 15 minutes or whatever the case may be, a little bit after that. But I think you folks get the point. I think you understand where I'm coming from. Because all of us on here want something. Maybe you want the accolades. Maybe you want the millions of subscribers. Maybe you want the play buttons. Maybe you want, the YouTube fame and success that comes with it. Maybe that's the ultimate goal for you. I mean, for me, being on here, as crazy as it sounds, my ultimate goal here is not to be famous. I'm not here to be YouTube or internet famous. I mean, what are your videos? You're funny, bro. Okay, you're funny. I know that's not necessary. But you could be world king. But the reality is, I'm not on here to be YouTube famous. I'm not on here to be wildly rich or whatever the case may be. Now, don't get me lying. I'm not gonna sit here and say to you that I wouldn't take the accolades, that I wouldn't take the success that comes with it. But I want the opportunities more so. I want the chance to grow and to learn and to inspire and just laugh, argue, question, explore. You know, all those different things that come with it. I want to look back on this situation, on this time in my life, and say, wow, I've learned this, I've learned that, I've grown, I've changed, I've become a more mature individual. I've become somebody who can definitely deal with the world in a different way, in a vast, in a impactful way. You know, hopefully this is that experience that leads me to there. You know, and on that note, I thank you all for watching. As always, spread love. It's the Brooklyn way. And normally I cut out the light, but since it's daytime, it's time to illuminate. Anyway, take care.